Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, but today I'm actually going to be doing a review for the latest EP release from Mist of Misery, entitled Shackles of Life. Now, if you're not familiar with Mist of Misery, they're a symphonic black metal band that is based out of Stockholm, Sweden, formed back in 2010 and consists of two members, and that is Mortis Donatas, who does drums, vocals, and programming, and Phlegethon, who does guitars and bass. And overall, this is their 5th release, their 3rd EP. They also have 2 full-length albums. The first, I believe, was an independent release. I'm wanting to say that it is a re-recording of their first EP. Excuse me. And the second was their debut for Black Lion Records, which also is releasing this EP, if I haven't said already. And this is 7 tracks, just under 30 minutes in length, and it contains 3 instrumentals. And the way the EP is set up is you have a song, instrumental, etc., etc. And, you know, the best way I could probably describe this band's sound, because a lot of people, they hear symphonic black metal, they think, you know, over-the-top keyboards and just really, you know, flashy and overdone stuff. No, these guys, I would say, have a mix of black metal with a little bit of DSBM, mainly through, I think, the vocals, as well as elements of doom metal thrown in there, which they use extremely well. And in fact, those elements always seem to remind me of My Dying Bride. You know, whether it's the use of the piano or the violin, it just always, every time I hear that stuff, I always think of My Dying Bride. It just has a real My Dying Bride sound to it. And honestly, the opening track, which is also the title track of the EP, is like the perfect blend of all these elements, because they, you know, the way they use the piano and the violin, it really gives off that really dark and depressive atmosphere, which is what they were going for, because all their lyrics really center around depression and sadness and things like that. And so they definitely picked the perfect band name in Mist of Misery. But, you know, it's so doomy. It's so doom. I mean, it's not just straight up black metal. It's not just, you know, depressing sounding black metal, DSBM. You know, it's black metal and doom metal, I think, perfectly mixed. And what I like is that they always seem to know exactly when to add those elements in, whether it's right at the beginning or if it gets to a certain part and then they just interject maybe a little bit of violin just to kind of, you know, tweak that sadness aspect of it or whatever, or the use of the keys to give off that foreboding atmosphere to the song. That's just always perfectly done, in my opinion. And track number 2 is the first instrumental. It's called Placid Drowning, I believe. And to me, it has a very it's the only one instrumental that has mainly keyboards used, not straight up piano, but actual, you know, electronic keyboards. And to me, it has a very strong Burzum feel to it. Mainly the prison era Burzum, the Hlickstjalf album in particular, is what I get reminded of. I mean, it's just very creepy sounding. It's almost like a like you're in a dream space or something, but it's a very dark dream space. You know, it's really hard to describe. You would just have to hear it for yourself. But let's see what else here. And track number 4, A Dreamless Void, Euthanasia Part 2, is another instrumental that would totally sound out of place when you consider all the other songs on here, because it almost sounds like a very happy sounding piano instrumental. But to me, it's kind of a perfect thing, because it's like it lures you in, making you think, oh, you know, the nightmare's over, things are better now. But no, it just, you know, next thing you know, boom, you're back into the depths of sorrow, you know, the depths of despair. But, yeah, I mean, if you like symphonic black metal, and you like doom metal, or even some DSBM, I think anybody that listens to DSBM would probably get some enjoyment out of this EP. But definitely check these guys out. I think they are well worth it. They have definitely crafted one of my favorite EPs so far this year, and I've listened to several EPs this year. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say? You know, I will try to remember to leave links for Black Lion Records in the description, as well as linked where you can go check out Mist of Misery yourself. But, you know, this definitely gets a solid 4.5 out of 5 for me. Only reason it only gets 4.5 is because I wish it had been a full-length album. But other than that, fucking solid all the way through. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.